welcome to Mo Boxing No Problem. I am Jose Martinez Jr., and I'm joined by my co-host David, aka SportsNTunes. What up, David?
How's it going, guys? Happy
Going
Wednesday.
great. Happy Wednesday. We're also joined special guest. We got 60 East. What up, 60?
What's going on? What's going on?
Thank you for joining us. I hear you got something to share on Thopfest. But before we get into that, just kind of introduce our public about you.
Yeah, I'm an artist, hip hop artist based out of Ontario, California. I've been, lucky to, I've been able to tour around the world here and there, work with a lot of established producers and artists, and kind of do my thing in the music game. And then a few years ago, I started a festival locally, and we kind of been able to build it up into like a nationally known thing. And yeah, the Happiness Pursuit Festival is going down. Our 5-year anniversary is going down October 1st.
That's what's up, man. And I hear you're out here in Oakland, California, promoting over the weekend.
Yeah, I made my way up to High Road Day. I've always wanted to go to High Road Day, but I've never been there. And I saw it, and then we were promoting the show, and I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense just to go promote the show and check it out, and get to build with everybody out there in Oakland.
Oh, definitely. And then before we get into the details, I do have the video kind of announcing the lineup, so I'm gonna go ahead and play that, and then we'll kind of let you do your thing.
Megaran, the Thopfest, which stands for the Happiness of Pursuit. Yo, let me start from the beginning on the top of the list. Thopfest is going down and it's going to hit. I'ma tell y'all who the lineup is, and it's hosted by Lush One and Young Miss. Pazel Panna on the show as well. Maverick and No Shenanigans do tell. Axiom the Wise, I put this on my mama. A freestyle tournament hosted by Epic Saga. Hope it's no drama, so don't act dumb. DJ ESA will be on the ones and twos. RA, we do this all day. And Zane 1 will definitely be in the place. And it's in Ontario, it's gonna be colossal. Cause we got the homies, the Invisible Ponchos, Rhyme Style Troop. You know they got heaters. And make way for Esperanzita. That means hope where I come from. Jenny Jones got rhymes, and Sin Beats got drums. And rock them, surely gonna bring the treats. And we had the meats, and Deli got beats. Not Arby's, but I'm just saying. We got the neighborhood kids, but they don't be playing. Substance, 810, Dominique and Moon Ra, I like the way they flow. Yo, Cam Archer is on it as well. A veteran of the rhymes, he do it well. Don Quest, and I gotta shout out my family. Out of Tucson, Marley B and Cash Lansky. Yeah, Patty Clover got slaps, and Lisa Vasquez, mad ill on the pads. You gon' get some treats from Daisy Lynn, 60 East and friends, they some aliens. Yeah, and we got more for ya. A whale of a time when you rock with King Orca. Some other MCs I know, a dope duo, Defy and Ariano. If you ain't at this festival, you hatin'. If you patient, you're gonna love Whitney Payton. AWOL 1, legendary type. Can't wait till you see him out blessing the mic. It's the Thopfest, and it can never sound whack. Next on the list is the one they call Soundtrack. And directly after is another legend. I'm talking Bella the rapper. I'm off the head when I'm kicking the flow. So I gotta give praise to Sadistic and No. We be getting the dough, loving the music, man. I give the hugest hand out to Lucy Camp. Don't confuse it, fam, cause I didn't even write this. But if I fumbled, that would be a crisis. El Camino, like the classic whip. Gonna kill it on stage, so passionate. They made a great decision, my man Afro's picked. He's probably better than me at this, you dig? Anyway, up the list to my peoples. So you gotta respect the qualifiers of Mike Eagle. Yeah, who else is gonna rock this and get you open? Oh, Locksmith. And when I freestyle, who can see me? I'm a Jedi like Knife Wonder in the Mussolini. Coming up next, who could it be? The legendary pimp. I'm talking about Sugar Free. Hey, my rhyme style's intense, so that means I'm a huge fan of Sci-Hi the Prince. Let me see, who else is gonna be rapping, guys? Oh, the Far Side? I couldn't pass them by. And last on the list is Reason. Rhymes like automatic gas, they keep squeezing. And in case you haven't heard, the Ground Wave stage will be hosted by the homie Murs. It's Thopfest, your attendance is preferred. I see you in Ontario, October the 1st. Yeah. Yo, keep that one. I did it. Let's go.
Man, that was fire.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so October the 1st, man. That's quite the lineup. How do you go about getting these artists on the festival?
I mean, the getting them part is kind of just reaching out to management. Some of the artists I have a relationship with just from doing music for so long. We've crossed paths or done shows or done music together with a lot of people. Um, but yeah, curating the lineup is kind of another thing. It's kind of it's really a mix of who I'm listening to at the moment. Staff picks, some of the people on the team, like we all kind of just get together one day and just everybody starts throwing names in a hat, and people that we've kind of been seeing putting in work over the couple years, like people that are, that have been out here grinding. Like we look at the festival as like a like you have to earn your slot onto the bill. You know what I mean? We try not to just put our friends on and stuff like that. It's really like, yo, who's out here, who deserves to be on the show this year? And that's how we select the lineup.
That's what's up. Yeah, I heard you got Locksmith too as well.
Yeah.
He's from Richmond, Cali, Bay Area.
Yes, sir.
Goes crazy with those freestyles. So that's gonna be a
Yeah,
good one.
Locksmith is crazy, man. I've been a fan of Locksmith since I was like in junior high when I first I remember seeing him on like BT or MTV battling on there. Like it was hell. It was like we're talking about 20 years ago or something.
Yeah, for sure. I still remember
Yeah,
like
I've
the
been
first
a fan of him since then.
him and Left when they started the front line. I think the first for the what is it like MTV front like freestyle. You got some damn cheaters. I remember that line.
That's funny.
Awesome. Well, Dave, I'm actually open the floor to you. And this show is called the SportsNTunes Special. The hip hop influence in boxing. So why don't you kind of tell the people what we're going to talk about today, and then also let them know how they can get tickets to Thopfest with the giveaway.
No doubt. Y'all stay tuned because after this show, we're gonna post up and we're gonna ask if you guys were paying attention. We're gonna post up a question. If y'all get the answer right, we're gonna tag you and we're gonna DM you and we'll find you to get your tickets. So listen up. We're gonna talk about a few boxing stories, and if you get the answer, the tickets are yours, and you'll see my boy 60 East at the show and everybody else on the lineup.
What's up?
You guys ready?
Let's get into it.
All right, man. So if y'all didn't know, and all y'all that were tuned, there's a couple boxing stories that are relevant to hip hop. I'm sure you guys seen it also in movies as well, and in real life boxing nowadays. You have hip hop artists that come off singing, rapping with introducing boxers nowadays. I don't know if you guys saw it back in 2016, 17 when 50 was cool with Mayweather. He brought him out when he fought against Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I mean? So that's something I wanted to touch on. And they had a great relationship, and then there was a falling out. Who knows why? But man, much love to both guys. They're still doing their thing, making their money.
Yeah, you see it all the time too at the big boxing events. You got tons of celebrities, and there's always a lot of hip hop artists at those big fights.
Yeah. Anything you want to touch on that? Did you know anything about that 60?
Oh yeah, I was remember watching that fight when 50 came out, and then that kind of opened the floodgates, and it seemed like everybody after that started coming out with a rapper. Like sometimes I would watch shit just to see who they came out with. You know
Right.
I've seen Fashawn from Fresno come out during one of the fights. And then I saw in a recent fight for one of the boxers coming out, and I was like, yo, that's super dope because we had just had Conway at the festival in 2019, and then to see him on pay-per-view in front of millions of people, 2 years later, I was like, yo, that's dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So it's great when both things come together. They bring unity and they help each other out. They give the fighters, they get props to the musicians, and the musicians also sing about the fighters. So I think it's a win-win from both.
Didn't Andy Ruiz come out with the rapper recently for his
Yeah,
pay-per-view against Sushis? Who was that, by the way? Did you happen
I'm
to know?
not sure. Yeah, it's one of those upcoming artists, but it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, I heard he was lip syncing though. Sorry, wasn't live.
Yeah, and if we go way, way back, we know the great relationship the great Tupac had with Mike Tyson, and we know what happened on that fight night. Mike Tyson, man, rest in peace to the legendary Tupac, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I actually want to ask you something, David, because I was reading recently something about Mike Tyson and I guess Fat Joe and Big Pun back in the day. You know about that story?
Absolutely, man. That was on his hot boxing podcast. If you guys don't tune into that, man, I definitely recommend it. He brings a lot of good people out there. So there's a story where they were going out to the tunnel, I believe, and the security was giving them shit because of Big Pun, because they wanted him to take off his boots to search him. And Big Pun was a big, heavy dude, almost 300 pounds, and he was like, "No, I ain't having that." So the securities were like, "Let's just fuck these guys up." And Fat Joe's like, "No, no, chill, chill." They didn't want to have it with the security guards. And then from like way, way back coming into the tunnel, you hear Mike Tyson yelling, "Yeah, man, we got these guys. Let's fuck them up, man. I got your back." And that was that. Yeah, man, that was a good one too.
That's a good one.
Yeah, man, a lot of good stories. What do you think about that, 60?
That's hilarious. I actually heard another Mike Tyson hip hop story. I was reading, I think it's You God from Wu Tang. He has a book, and I was reading it, and then he tells a story about walking through Brownsville. Like when he was a kid, he was like just got off on the train or something, walking through Brownsville, and he said Mike Tyson robbed him for his chain.
Yeah, yeah, man. All crazy things. I also read that when people would walk on the same side of Mike Tyson, they would run across the street to avoid him. They would just not
Yeah.
even want to deal with him because big dude.
Mhm. Yeah, that's funny, man. Especially Mike in his prime, he was an animal.
Oh, whew. Yeah, man. In his teenage years, he was doing all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people would just do their best to avoid him. Yeah, man. And yeah, there's a lot of great stories out there, but yeah, peep this one. So another story from Fat Joe. This actually was real. So he has a song called "Lean Back," and he mentions a boxer on it, and that boxer didn't take it lightly because it went to one of the his fights where he got dropped, and he says it on his verse on the song "Lean Back," and it's
Hmm.
funny because that's the name of the song. So he says even Royce Jones was forced to lean back, and after that, Royce Jones he's like, "I'm gonna go get this guy," and he went to go tell him, "Hey man, what's up?" And he wasn't having it. So they went. He met him up and they chopped it up and they made peace. But yeah, Royce wasn't taking that lightly at all.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's a funny one, right? But I would take it like just lean back, just kind of playing defense. You know, it's just not get hit. So.
Right. Yeah, but he knew what he meant. What do you think about that, 60?
That's funny, but I mean that just comes back to, on some street shit, low key. It's just kind of like, you better watch whose name you say, you will be held accountable.
Yeah,
That is
it's
true.
And to be honest, Fat Joe's not to be taken lightly either. He's really out there like that. I mean, at one point, I'm sure he's a lot more peaceful of a person now. I don't know what time frame this was, but Fat Joe's notorious for being one of them guys too.
yeah, the terror squad. You know,
Yeah,
they don't get their name for no reason.
facts.
But yeah, man. So there's a lot, man. There's also songs they reference a lot of hip hop. You know, they Cannabis used that on a diss against LL Cool J. He uses a Mike Tyson intro with Mike Tyson hyping him up to go at it, to eat him alive, and he just goes off on it. If you guys haven't heard it, it's called Second Round KO, and that brought a pretty good battle between LL Cool J and Cannabis. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm telling you, we can talk all day long about this. Boxing and hip hop, they go together.
They do. They do. They go together. And then 60. That's a huge boxing scene in LA. Lots of big fights happen on there. Have you had the chance to go to a boxing event live?
I haven't, but it is on my bucket list. Of things that I wanted to. I've always had a passion for boxing. When I was a kid, like I tried signing up for like boxing classes, but like it just didn't work out or whatever. And like it was something that I always continued to do. And even recently, like it's something that I want to like actually go sign up for just to stay at it. But yeah, so instead of boxing in the gym, we was boxing in the streets, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always liked the art of it. I was never, like a street fighter like that. I liked like the art of boxing. And I like to say I have a pretty good record because of that, studying the grades and stuff like that.
Hell yeah, that's how you do it, man. Absolutely.
Sounds good, brother. Well, we won't take up too much more of your time. I think we're going to give you the opportunity to give a plug again on Thopfest. Tell people, basically when it's happening and what they can expect from it.
Yeah, October 1st, our 5-year anniversary is going down in Ontario with Reason representing TDE, Kendrick, Schoolboy Q's label, all of that. The Far Side, legendary hip hop group, one of the most classic out there. Sugar Free, hip hop's favorite pimp, representing Pomona. Sci-Hi the Prince, wrote some of Kanye's biggest songs. He's one of the most amazing lyricists we got right now. Ninth Wonder, Locksmith, Open Mike Eagle, Afro El Camino. Just a lot of independent hip hop cats hosted by Murs, Lush One, and Justin Hunt. If you're into the indie hip hop stuff, this is one of the festivals to come to. There's not a lot of us left. That's one of the reasons I was at High Road Day, because that's one of the very few that are still, kind of doing this, what we're doing with the independent hip hop stuff. So it's like we just want to recreate that feeling, and just have a platform for hip hop heads to come, listen to music, see some dope graph, see some b-boys, see some MC battles, and all that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, man, how did you convince Merce to bring it back? I remember back in the days we were all in love with the Paid Dues festivals, with the Rock the Bells festivals. He would bring out so many legendary hip hop artists, and all of a sudden he just completely stopped. So I wanted to touch on that. What do you think? What do you think convinced Merce to bring it back?
Also, like, I don't know if you see, I have the Paid Dues tattoo right here.
There you go.
I actually performed at the last Paid Dues as an artist. I had like won a slot to perform at the show or whatever. And that day changed my life, and it kind of set me on the path that I ended up being on and starting my own festival in the same vein. Like, Paid Dues is obviously a big influence to what we're doing, especially with it's an independent hip hop festival. I mean, it's not hard to see. I had this shit tatted on my throat. But Murs, the company Murs had partnered with to throw Paid Dues, they had actually I believe they went bankrupt on Rock the Bells, and that ended up meaning that they didn't have money to throw Paid Dues with Murs anymore, so they ended up canceling it. And then Murs tried to bring it back again in 2000. The last one was 2013. He tried to bring it back again in 2017, and it actually fell on the same day of our first festival. So we were kind of competing for that day. But after I don't know what happened with the other promoters, or I think something happened with Lil Wayne that was headlining, that they had to cancel the show. So then he ended up canceling 2017, and then we didn't hear nothing about it. And then 2009 came, and I actually booked Merce to headline my festival. And then that's when we kind of started talking, and he was kind of like, he kind of like big broed me and was like, yo, if you ever need any help or advice or anything, feel free to reach out, because I know what's going on. Like, I threw Paid Dues for this many years, and anything you need, he just kind of made himself available to us. And I would kind of like hit him up for advice here and there. And then actually earlier this year, he started a platform called Ground Waves, where he's kind of mentoring up and coming artists. And then he hit me with the idea of bringing a stage to the festival, and then he would pick all the artists based off of this platform that he built. So then that's what ended up happening. So he's actually hosting and curating.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, Murs is a big guy. He's a heavy hitter when it comes to the hip hop scene out here in LA, and he's really proud in what he does. I've had the opportunity to meet him a couple times, and he's just what he says in his songs. He's very down to earth, down to merch, and kick it with anybody at any given moment. And he's just a hustler, man. I see him. I really admire all his work, and that's cool that he was able to team up with you. And absolutely, he's absolutely going to bring something to the table that's going to help all you guys out.
Yeah, Murs is a legend. There's not enough good things I can say about that dude.
Yeah, is he gonna be giving like a surprise performance, special guest, or is he just part promoter?
You
never know.
I can't say. But Ninth Wonder is performing, and they have a lot of music together, so I wouldn't be surprised. And yeah, he's got a lot of friends on the lineup, so I'm just saying, like, don't be surprised if he does. And it's Murs, so
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just one of those guys.
that would be a good way to close out his stage. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask you. You also posted something about you were accepting applications for vendors. You want to touch on that? You want to, so all those guys that are watching that like to go out and merch and or street vend, or what is it that you guys are asking for?
Oh yeah, so we open up the floor. So it's not only it's an independent hip hop festival, but that doesn't necessarily just mean hip hop music and artists. We like to open the floor up to clothing companies, graphic designers, podcasts, anybody in the hip hop space or in the culture. We like to offer spaces for them to sell their merchandise or their art or whatever it may be. And if you're interested in signing up for anything like that, feel free to send us an email at thopfest@gmail.com.
All right, and you don't want to touch, is there like any fees, anything that to know about, or that you just want them to just contact you directly?
Yeah, I mean, all that info will be in the email if you guys reach out.
Sounds good. All right, I might have some of my people hit you guys up.
Oh,
Cool. And then 60 East, thank you for the opportunity to offer free tickets to our viewers. So now we'll go back to David so he can kind of ask the question for the giveaway.
All right, guys, pay attention because we're gonna repost this on Instagram. Who is the boxer that Fat Joe mentions on his song "Lean Back," which wasn't a great idea? Hit us with the comment. Tag all three of us. Definitely tag the Hop Festival, the Happiness of Pursuit to be exact, and hit us up. We'll get you. Don't worry.
All right, first one to comment with the answer gets the ticket. So be quick about it, guys.
yep, let's go.
Let's
All
go.
right.
All right, well, 60 East, thank you so much for coming to the show and showing us some love and partnering with us on this giveaway.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you guys for having me. This is dope.
Absolutely, man. Keep knocking them out with those
Keep
festivals,
knocking
bro.
them out, man. Much love, much success.
All right, guys. Peace.
All right. Have a good.
Peace.